Hi everyone, so it's me again, Binibining Pilipinas International 2014 Bianca Guidotti, and we are back at the Rappler office doing Rappler's coverage of the 65th edition of the Miss Universe pageant. And today we have with us our pageant expert, my Ninang Normantino. Hi, Tito Norman.
Hello.
Welcome
Hello.
to the office.
Yes, good afternoon. It's so cold here in the office of Rappler. It feels like I'm inside a freezer. I feel like a dressed chicken here. Anyway, I'm good. I'm
You,
good.
you look great, Tito Norman.
Thank you, because it's a face of someone in love. Yes.
Grabe naman.
That's a topic for another issue or another episode, of course.
So today what we're gonna discuss is, of course, our top 3 picks for pageant night. But before that,
Yeah.
we just finished with our preliminaries,
Yes,
right?
yes, we
A
did.
lot of things happened, but let's just remind the audience, what are the preliminaries?
The preliminaries, that's the part where the girls present themselves in swimsuit and evening gown. It represents 2/3 of the total score. A day before the preliminaries, they held the closed-door interviews, and that's 1/3 of the whole thing. So they add all 3 segments, and then the 12 girls with the highest scores will be named the top 12 come Monday.
I see. And there were sets of judges who were there during the preliminaries. Is
there
it the
were
same?
there were. It's the judges for Monday will be almost the same, with the addition, of course, of another Miss Universe winner, because last Thursday, the judges included former title holders Rio Mori and Dayanara Torres.
Yes.
Come Monday, Miss Universe 2011 Lila Lopez and Miss Universe 1994 Sushmita Sen will be joining the panel. So it's going to be a predominantly Miss Universe filled panel.
Wow.
That's exciting.
That is super exciting, and I'm sure the Filipinos are loving it because we do love our Miss Universes.
We do.
I love Leila Lopez from Angola. I
Yes.
remember watching her pageant when she won in 2011.
With Shamsi,
With
of
Shamsi
course.
Sup in Brazil. And I remember being incredibly enchanted by her. And when she won the title, of course, I felt bad for our Shamsi, but she did great. But there was like a part of me who saw, like, yes, Leila was one of those girls that
She
just
was
shone.
a class by herself. Basically.
Exactly. And let's admit it, Angola is not what we call a country with sash factor.
That's correct.
So,
But somehow she fitted the profile that the judges were looking for then. And it also helped that it was in Brazil, and the Portuguese loved Angola as well.
yes.
Yeah.
So we had our preliminaries, and you were there,
I was
live,
there.
watching all the girls do their thing.
Yes.
What are the highlights for you? What should our audience know about?
There were so many highlights because, and mind you, everything went so fast. I was so surprised. Everything went so fast. The swimsuits, it happened just like a shooting star. They all stepped out in their swimsuits in groups of 3, and then they went in their evening gowns, and then just when everyone was ready to step out of the arena, one of the assistant hosts shouted, wait, don't go home yet. No, we still have more for you. The national costume is going to be next.
Oh, and that they didn't put that on the
Actually,
live
no,
streaming.
they just made, well, everyone was already expecting that the national costume will follow the evening gown. They just wanted it to look like, okay, there's one more, you have a bonus.
Oh.
Yeah, but everyone knew it already, except maybe for some who were thinking, oh, maybe the shooting of the national costume will be in private, or nobody will be inside the arena, but no, they did. And of course, I think they only gave the girls time to dress up, because the national costumes are not exactly the easiest to wear. They need a team of experts to really fit in all the parts of the costume itself.
So the costumes were majestic from the photos I saw.
Oh my goodness. If you try to recall the national costumes decades back, it was just a simple traditional wear. Like, okay, a Miss Philippines would wear a simple terno, or a Miss Korea would wear the traditional women's attire in their country. But now, it's a completely different ball game. It's like it's a competition in itself.
It looks like Victoria's Secret fashion show that's happening
Yes.
on stage. Although I had people ask me, I did an Instagram live, and then some people were asking me, does the national costume have any bearing come pageant night?
None at all.
None at all.
Although the winner of Best National Costume will be announced during the finals. She will have her, what, 15 seconds of fame in front of a worldwide TV. And that's to give honor
To
the
those.
one who really gave the best national costume among the 86 candidates.
Yeah, and the way that those costumes look, it looked like they put in like hours and hours
God.
of work on
You know, especially if you get to see them up close.
I'm sure.
The details are just amazing.
Okay, so we talked about preliminaries. You saw everyone. Now, it's time for the big question.
Okay.
Who are your top 3 picks?
Do you know, Bianca, it took me a lot of time to really reach this point. I was telling the people behind the scenes, the Rappler team, the team helping us here, I waited for an epiphany to happen. And it dawned on me just this morning after I woke up. That's when I realized, okay, my top 3 is complete. In second runner-up is Miss Colombia, Andrea Tovar.
Miss Colombia. She is your second. There she is in
Yeah.
her swimsuit competition.
She's my second runner-up because I know that this girl is in fighting form.
Well, you can check
Yeah.
those rock hard abs that I wish
always,
I had.
I always feel bad when people would say, "Oh, she got fat and all because of all the food she has been eating here
That's
in the
fat?
Philippines." But no, that's
How
that's
is that
her,
fat?
That's her body type.
No, I think that her body is
Okay,
fit,
tell
muscular.
me. Look at the body of Andrea.
Uh-huh.
Which body of a Binibining Pilipinas universe or a Miss Universe Philippines does it remind you of?
Ara
Isn't it?
Arida.
Exactly. It's an Ara Arida body type.
Straight
Which,
body type.
which the Miss Universe judges back in 2013 really appreciated.
They did
Because
give her.
she knows how to handle her body very well. And I've been saying this a lot. At the start of the competition, people have been saying that, okay, Miss Colombia has bad attitude, she's a diva and everything, but please give the person a chance because once you really get to know Miss Colombia, sit in front of her, maybe engage in some small talks because we cannot really go into very deep conversations. You will see that she's a different person altogether. She's very serious, but when it comes to like doing superficial pleasantries and the like, okay, she's good with it. She can be as gay as you want her to be, but she can really turn serious very easily, especially if a media colleague will be approaching her and asking her questions. She's totally different. She's very serious.
Well, it looks like in her photos, she does have that aura of queenliness. Sometimes when of course, I follow her on Instagram because, again, I'm a stalker like that. You can see that she actually plays around a lot. And she usually
does.
doesn't have that, oh, I have to look classy all the time
Yeah.
attitude, which is
Do
the same as Pia.
Do you
when she competed.
remember her first day at Conrad Manila when they made a big deal out of her giving comments about the free food inside the room?
Yes, I do remember that.
I think they really blew everything out of proportion. The social media blew it out of proportion. She was really kidding around. It just so happens that we Filipinos we are very sensitive when it comes to comments about our hospitality and the like. But what can you do? It's her initial reaction. She got free fruits and free junk foods and everything. So it's an automatic comment. But I think from that day, Andrea learned everything. Not the hardest way, but she learned how to really adjust
To the Filipino culture.
Filipino culture. And from that day forward, she went on with every single pre-pageant activity with all the warmth that she can master. One more small detail about Andrea, which a lot of people may not know. This is, of course, backstage info. She's one of the few girls who would actually go to the hair and makeup artists without a single trace of makeup on her face, as in bare, completely bare,
That is a brave move.
completely bare. And the makeup artist assigned to her, he appreciates it very much because she can really work on her face from scratch.
And I think that's important. I mean, it is brave of her because I know that a lot of girls, they still put on a little bit of makeup.
Yes.
Because that's their game face. That's their
Yeah,
war face.
because the rule is the minute you step out of your hotel room, you have to be fully made up.
I know that. I used to wake up, let's say at 7 a.m. we have to be at breakfast. Some of the girls, they come to breakfast, no makeup, wearing their pajamas, but Miss Philippines, we are trained that the moment you step out of your room,
That's
you better
true.
have your makeup on, you better look in fighting form the whole time. So with Miss Colombia, I'm surprised she actually does that. And like you said, that also comes with trust.
Exactly.
She trusts her makeup
Exactly.
artist.
She trusts her makeup artist to really make her look beautiful.
Oh, because
So-
she is beautiful. I don't think any
is.
makeup artist can mess that up.
You know,
Look at that face.
Because you just let's say you bump into her during one of the pre-pageant activities. The only thing that you can tell in front of her is, "Mamma mia, you look so." Mamma mia is Italian. My God, you look so beautiful. As in you cannot help but say that in front of her, and then she would appreciate it with such warmth. Oh, thank you very much. Do you really want to win this, Andrea? Oh, I really want to win this. And you can feel her sincerity.
All right, so let's go to your next pick. So we have Colombia as your second runner-up.
Yeah, second runner-up.
So who would be your first runner-up?
It's Miss Venezuela, Mariam Habak Santucci. People who watched the preliminary competition were blown away by this girl. As in, like, okay, the running joke or the running punchline then was, uwi na, may nanalo na, something like that. And they would say that Miss Venezuela really handled the competition very well. Each of her turns on stage was so explosive that you cannot help but be amazed. People are saying, what is this girl up to? She is really giving the host delegate the toughest competition ever. She stepped out in swimsuit and her walk was just, you cannot fault her
Look
walk.
at that though. Like even in still
Exactly.
photos, you can see her energy, her aura.
Her aura.
She's just confident.
Her aura,
She
yeah.
knows that I'm here to win it. I'm gonna
Yes,
give my
yeah.
my best.
And as I've said during our coverage last Thursday, she celebrated her birthday during that preliminary competition. So her energy was just way up there.
She turned 21. Is that correct?
She turned 21 during that day. And when she stepped out in that evening gown, okay, I was there in the lower box. And then she went to the middle of the rear part of the stage. And I saw that skirt. My God, what is she wearing? She was wearing this very heavy skirt. It looked like, I don't like the gown because I like the top, but the lower part looked heavy.
Yeah, with all
And
the
then
frills.
she started walking, and then slowly she peeled off that skirt, and then she turned around and she swayed, and the skirt flew in just the right. It looks like a choreographed
that.
skirt. The skirt had a life of its own.
She gave the arena what they came to see. A
Exactly.
perfect showcase of beauty,
she's a performer.
grace, and look at that performance. And look at her smile. She is enjoying
Because she
herself.
knew from the time that she removed the skirt, oh my God.
Were people cheering?
The people were cheering. No, actually, when she stepped out, they were just clapping. Come here, oh, Miss Venezuela. And then she started removing the skirt. And then, oh my God, everyone was really up on their feet. And my God, bravo, bravo, bravo. Because, it's not easy holding on to that heavy skirt the minute that she removed it. And she had to swirl it
Swirl it
around her in such a choreographed manner. But she did it. Then she dragged it so queenly. It's like she's dragging um, um, a dead something or whatever on stage.
A
But
slayed enemy.
she had a slave in chains. She was pulling the slave, and then
Oh no.
it looked so good on stage. Actually, you cannot really fault anything about it because she gave a 10 in both. You cannot question it. She's really in it to win it. However tried it may sound, she's really up there, and I believe her national director Osmel Sosa, he must be smiling from ear to ear.
I'm very proud.
Yeah, and just looking at how the crowd reacted. Oh my God, bravo, bravo.
I think she studied her audience. She knows the Filipino audience,
She did.
and she knows that we like drama. We like, ang tawag dyan is paandar.
Yes. And of course, you know who her BFF is among the candidates.
Maxine.
Yes.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah,
I've seen the
and
pictures.
they're BFF. So, some people will say, yeah, she knows how to play the game, but isn't that the most important part? You really know, you really have to.
You have to. You have to play
the game because it's where everyone will give up in the home stretch, where the fittest, the most deserving winner will really shine. I remember the other day when the runway coach Lou Sierra arrived in the Philippines and she gave a pep talk to everyone. And she felt that a lot of the girls were already giving that sign of giving up. It's like, okay, we're just going through the motion of finishing this whole thing, but we know that we're not going to win anything. We're not even going to be called on Monday. But she kept on telling the girls, don't give up. Please don't give up. You can never tell what's going to happen.
That's very true.
There may be favorites, but you don't know what fate has in store for you.
I know that firsthand. Sometimes,
Yeah.
really, you think, of course, that there are certain countries that you think are sure-ins in the
Oh,
top
yeah.
12, and then suddenly
You'll
top
be
12
surprised.
comes and your jaw drops.
Yeah, you'll be surprised that where did this girl come from? She gets to be called, and then, ay, my goodness, Mamma Mia, what is this? Those are what we call the surprise.
The surprise girls.
The
Let's
surprise
talk a little
girls.
bit about her national costume.
Her national costume is, oh my God, so queenly. You see the scepter? You see the scepter she's holding on? She's holding it on like she's going to be the next queen.
And I can see that she has a liking to blue because her
Yeah.
long gown was blue.
Yes.
Her national costume is blue as well. Do you think she's gonna have the same color theme come coronation night?
What color did Pia wear last year?
Blue.
Yeah, you can never tell because, but you know, Venezuela is always like that. If the theme that they followed goes along like white and blue, gold or whatever, they would keep it up till the finals because if it works, like okay, let's say that her evening gown during the preliminaries did not work, and everybody was criticizing the gown and all, but no.
They loved it.
They loved it. So, okay, let's keep it up.
Yeah,
Let's keep it up.
I guess we'll see.
What I'm not sure of is if she will pull another drama like that during finals.
Like a different drama.
A different drama. If it's a different drama, then it has to be very discreet or very subtle. It can be, because preliminaries, it's okay. But in the finals, you might be looked at as over na. It
Or
has to be,
stage hog.
yeah. You have to play it very safe.
I didn't realize that. That's a very good point to
Yeah.
make. Okay, so we have Colombia as your second runner-up, Venezuela as the first runner-up. So who is the one to beat?
Ay, ako.
Oh, there
You will
she
be
is.
so happy to see a back-to-back win right here in the Philippines. I feel deep in my heart that it will happen. It can happen. It should happen. Because, well, it won't be the first time because it already happened to Venezuela that they won Miss Universe 2 consecutive years. And it has also happened in the past that the host delegate won Miss Universe in her own country. And I'm not even talking of like a Miss USA winning in the US. Because a Puerto Rican already won in Puerto Rico, Denise Quinones before.
I see.
So, if you look at trends, that it has already happened before, and it could happen again. And looking at the chances of Maxine this year, and everything that has happened around her, you know, it's not just a beautiful face. It's not just a beautiful gown or presenting yourself in the as the most shapely in swimsuit and the like. There's so many factors to really consider. And I'm not even going into that because those are unmentionables already. As a media accredited um, provider for Miss Universe, you get to witness small things. If you add them up, you get a more conclusive assessment of what the chances of this girl are.
So you really think that a back-to-back win in the home country or the host country is not an impossibility?
Not impossible. If you asked me that question maybe 3 weeks ago, I might have my doubts. Because what I will tell you back then is, I'm not sure if a back-to-back win is possible because we're the host country. Nakakahiya naman. Stuff like that. But all throughout the coverage, I have learned to accept that. Why am I thinking that way? Why should we as the host nation be embarrassed to have our own delegate win Miss Universe in the Philippines?
Yeah, if she's deserving, why not?
And I think she fully deserves it.
Actually, after her performance during the preliminaries, her chances, at least in my mind, her chances just flew to actually bring home or keeping the crown here in the Philippines. Flawless.
You have to consider as well that with Pia as the reigning title holder and with Philippines associated with her, of course, the Miss Universe organization feels so strongly about, oh, we love how Pia performed. It's possible if another Miss Philippines holds on to that title, then the strong performance or the strong reign will continue. So that would benefit Maxine to a certain extent. I'm not saying that that's the factor to consider, but that's one angle that you can consider because the Philippines has a very good reputation with Miss Universe by now, and I think they wouldn't mind at all seeing another Filipina wear it. It's going to hug the news, the worldwide news. Definitely, it's going to compared to like, okay, if there's a surprise winner, just imagine the scenario. Let's say that a surprise winner from out of the blue just outclassed the competition and she won. Okay, the only thing that you will connect to that news is, okay, we have a first-time country winner here, but after that, what? There's really very little to move on with. It has to continue. It cannot be like, okay, the winner gets to be crowned on Monday, then after that, there's going to be a coronation ball, then after that, what? What's going to happen next? Do you know how significant it will look like if Pia is crowning Maxine, and then in her first few days as Miss Universe, Pia will also be around her as the guiding light of Maxine to usher her into the world of Miss Universe and the life in New York and stuff like that. I can see that if Miss Philippines will win this, if Maxine will win come Monday, the presence of Pia will still be there, intermittently. Not always, but it's going to justify her being like an angel behind Maxine, and that should really help the popularity of Miss Universe grow even more.
Well, looking at it that angle, that's so true. That could be a plus for them. But I also think that there might be some controversy that might come out of it as well.
Well, yeah, but you know, Bianca, controversies, they die a natural death after a while.
That's true.
People can forget it. And the minute Maxine steps up to the plate,
well, looking like that
with that very expensive headdress, with jewel myrrh.
That's made by jewel myrrh.
It costs $1 million at least.
₱1 million, that headdress.
God.
It's beautiful. And those are real pearls.
Real. South Sea pearls.
Real South
Sea
Sea
pearls.
pearls. I think it
Yeah.
looks glorious. I think her whole national costume was elegantly made, and she carried it with such pizzazz.
Do you know?
and
Do you know that
regalness.
last month, what's running inside my head was, oh, I want a really theatrical costume from Miss Philippines because since she's already here, transporting a really heavy costume won't be a problem because she's just here.
Yes.
So I want something that will really wow everyone.
Yes.
If she can carry a house beside her back, something like that. But
Like Miss Myanmar.
yeah, she carried the stage behind her back. But no, knowing that Ret Iyala is her designer, then I already have a feeling of what she will end up wearing on stage in national costume and in gowns, because the gown, believe it or not, you have to see it in motion. You really need to see it in motion.
The evening gown.
The evening gown. You have to see it in motion. And when she stepped out in that national costume,
There you go. That's the
Yeah.
evening gown, the red.
because if you
evening
just
gown.
look at the evening gown, the upper part, it looks gorgeous.
Yes.
And then, but if you see the lower part of the evening gown,
There you go.
and yeah, let's say she gets to be photographed just standing up, you won't really appreciate what's that. There's layering of the skirt, but if you see even a 5-second clip of her walking around, then you'll really enjoy the visual. It's a visual feast.
It is. And I don't know, I like the green on her skin tone. I think
Yeah.
it makes her skin bloom. I
Exactly.
loved that she is wearing her hair up. I saw a side-by-side photo on my Facebook feed of when she won Binibining Pilipinas with her hair down and now with her hair up. And I think it was the right call. Her face is exquisite.
Yes.
The shape of her face, the corners of her face, as you can see, her jawline, her cheekbones, they're beautiful. And the fact
And
that
the smile.
well, of course, her
The
smile.
smile.
Enchanting smile.
It's very enchanting. I think that's also one of the reasons why people, during the swimsuit presentation back in Cebu, they were asking, why is Maxine not giving her best? And I keep on telling them, just wait and see. Maxine cannot really show you all her aces just like that.
Yeah, she cannot.
The competition will see what she's up to. So just wait and see. Wait till the right time comes, and then you will just be surprised at her performance.
She's shown when she was supposed to shine, especially again with that national costume. It really highlighted her ethnic beauty.
Yes.
Actually, I kind of want to take a look at the other national costumes. Unfortunately, I wasn't there live to see the national costume, so I want to see. I think we do have some pictures of that. So yes, we have Miss Venezuela, as we talked earlier with her national costume.
You know, this year in this edition, yeah,
Like
that's
Hawaiian. That's Colombian,
It's
right?
Colombia. She looks like. I think that's a throwback to her ancestors in Colombia. I think it's really a very ethnic Colombian ethnic costume.
And the thing about national costumes, of course, you want to come out with something grand, but it also you have to come out with something that won't hide. Is this Miss Curacao?
That's Curacao. I just look at their faces.
Wow.
Yes. You see,
Is
during
that
the
a
national
hummingbird?
costume.
She looks like a hummingbird.
So there were so many birds then.
Really?
So many of them had wings.
And look at her face. Like I was saying earlier, of course we do want to have a beautiful national costume, but we want a costume that highlights the face and the beauty of the delegates and not overshadow them.
Yeah, because remember I told you earlier I wanted a costume that's so theatrical, but that might overshadow the girl.
Miss Thailand.
Look at this, the costume of Miss Thailand. It's so royal.
Very.
Those are precious gemstones.
Is that real gold? I don't know. Is it?
It's real gold.
It's real gold. The headdress.
Yeah, everything is real there.
And is her face gold as well?
Do you know that
Wow.
her national costume alone had its own luggage, and it's so big.
Oh, was that? Okay, I definitely saw that picture. I'm sure everyone
It's-
watching right now saw
it's
that
the
picture.
long,
That long case on the floor,
long
on the floor
black case. It
that we
had
saw
the
in that
national
picture.
costume inside.
No wonder she needed 14.
Yeah, this is Miss Australia.
Okay.
It's supposed that costume is supposed to represent the Great Barrier Reef down
I see the
under.
ocean.
Yeah,
I see.
the ocean,
But
because the skirt had ocean waves.
okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think this really. I don't know. Her face is so beautiful. I don't think her national costume was able to frame that.
No, the difference
oh.
with Australia is because the national costume gets to be voted by the people on which one she will eventually wear.
Oh, I didn't know that. So that was people's choice.
Yes,
Sorry,
exactly.
people of Australia. I do not mean any harm. It was a
Yes.
beautiful costume. Let's move on. Let's move on. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is Miss Brazil. That's definitely a shout out to the samba.
Yes, very, very beautiful.
No, like I said, I went to Brazil and I witnessed their what we call the what do you call it? I forgot how to say it in English, but this festival, it happens every Carnaval, the Carnaval. This looks like one of the costumes that you would find on the floats of the Carnaval. Her face is just beautiful in it. Like I said, I love these national costumes that not only look festive when you look at them from out far, but when you get a closer look, you can really see how it just makes the face of whoever is wearing them more beautiful and more radiant. So I love that one. And this is, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Dominican Republic. Yes, that is Miss Dominican Republic. And I think those are birds that we can see in her costume. There you go. Like, again, framing her face. Miss Dominican Republic is a very, very tall candidate. You know, she's very sleek, very tall. And I love how this costume, I guess, took advantage of that height of hers. They were able to put a lot of different elements on it without overcrowding her body and basically having her get lost.
In this costume of Sal Garcia, you tend to look at just wooden birds.
Oh, those are wooden birds.
But the minute you see her walk with it on stage, it's like she's really holding on to live birds.
Oh, I see.
Although they're not moving at all, but she moves with such grace that every
As
time
if.
she would move her hands, it looks like she's inside this big cage of birds, and then all the birds just flew in her hands, and then they landed, and then
like a
she
Disney
would walk
princess.
like a Disney princess. And she's one of the nicest too.
Really? I don't know if she's the one, but I know that there was a candidate that needed help for funds to come here to.
Oh, she's
the
one of
Philippines.
them.
She's one of them,
She's one
right?
of them because I think, if memory serves me right, there were some problems in releasing her funds by the government because of a crisis that happened in Dominican Republic. So she had to reach out. She had to outsource her funds, but mercifully, she was able to raise the money. I think she can because she got all the support she needed from the private sector.
And now she's one of the front runners, so I'm sure that
She is.
whoever helped her is now very, very happy.
I thought before that Sal Garcia would be snooty and the like, but no, she's not. You just say hola, and then she would go, oh hola, and then she would try to be nice to you and everything. Oh my God, this Miss Nicaragua. You
Her
can see
face is just so heavenly, again and again.
she's one of my biggest spoilers, if ever.
Really? You think she
could.
might come in and get these
I
top
wouldn't
three?
be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. She's one of the. She's the girl who grew in leaps and bounds in front of our very eyes during coverage. She just mesmerizes everyone because nobody was paying attention to Nicaragua. She doesn't have the sash factor in her. She's just Miss Nicaragua. But if you go beyond her being Miss Nicaragua and you look at her, appreciate her beauty even more, that's when you will see a girl who's in tip-top fighting shape.
Yeah, I know. I mean, some people have come to me asking me about my opinions, and Nicaragua was one of the girls they kept asking about. What about Miss Nicaragua? What do you think about her?
Yeah.
She really was able to catch
Yeah, because
everybody's eye.
as I've said, she takes each day as a learning process, and hers was very progressive. She would start day one here, and then she would move up every single day, and she really picked in just the right time during the preliminary competition.
All right, what about this girl? This, I believe, is that Miss
Is
Spain?
this Spain or wait? Faces are they can.
I, yeah,
That's Spain.
Yes, yes, that is Miss Spain.
You
I
know,
remember
before I
her
was
costume.
saying that France was the most queenly looking among all, but it's Spain who is. She looks like someone who just commands attention. Because remember, during her first few days here in Manila, her roommate actually is Miss Colombia, Andrea Tovar. So if Andrea is in one of her cookie moods, just Snapchatting and all, Miss Spain would be by her side, so they would be giggling like little girls and everything. So somehow you'd think, oh, so she's also like Miss Colombia. But no, standalone, she would strike you as a completely different person. And during preliminary competition, she just stamped her class on everyone.
That's great.
She could also be one of the spoilers.
Oh.
This is Miss Panama.
Panama.
Yeah, this is Miss Panama because I remember those two mannequins on her side.
Oh my gosh, I only noticed them when you talked.
Those two mannequins on her side.
That's
This
a
is
little
Miss
bit
Panama.
creepy.
This one is another girl. She just really performed very well during preliminaries, and
Well, to look that, graceful and happy with mannequins attached
yes,
to her, that is a feat. Look at
Yeah.
that. It's like, oh no, I'm not wearing two mannequins on my side.
you,
no.
you wouldn't think they're mannequins, but you look closely. Oh my God, there are two mannequins on her side.
Oh,
And she's
Amazing.
one of the girls who wouldn't really be like pushing their face in front of you like all the time. She just wants people to discover her slowly
on her own.
on her
yeah.
own.
And
Oh
here's
my.
Miss Indonesia.
The Garuda girl.
Garu?
The Garuda. That's
Garuda girl.
it represents the Garuda, the bird, the Garuda.
Oh, Garuda.
It's
okay.
also another expensive costume, and Kezia really fits this national costume to a T. She's 6 feet tall, so
6 feet.
on bare feet.
Wow.
She's 6 feet tall.
And-
Look at her face. I was actually surprised. My brother, the other day, he just quipped to my mom, I like Miss Indonesia. Yeah, he's already married with kids. So I like Miss Indonesia. If I were single, I would court someone like her. No, because she has a very likable face.
Very approachable face, actually.
Yeah, approachable would be an understatement because the minute you are around her, it wouldn't be hard to really get her attention and start even the smallest kind of conversation. Hello, how are you? Representing Indonesia. Are you happy? How's the Philippines so far? And she would really let out a good smile. And people keep on telling me, why are you supporting Miss Indonesia? But I support the girls who deserve to be supported. And Kezia is one of them because she really knows how to work her way around people.
Yeah, definitely. And again, all of these girls really deserve support because all of them have worked very, very hard. And they're here
Extremely hard.
in our
Extremely
country.
hard.
And just another note on Miss Indonesia, the Indonesians, they really take time with their national costumes.
Yes.
Miss Indonesia of my time was the one who won in Best National Costume because, again, it was something like that, very big,
regardless of
regal,
the difficulty in transporting these costumes,
They
because
don't care.
they don't care. They don't even care if the candidate herself would have difficulty checking them in at the airport because of all the unusual shapes and sizes of her luggage. But it's all good with them. They're so used to it.
So this is Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Her national costume, at least the bodice, is made by a Filipino designer.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
That's by Rao.
Raho.
No, is
Is
it
it
Rao?
Rao?
No,
Is it- no, no, it's not Rao.
Rao Blaza.
Yeah, yeah.
It's by Rao Blaza. I know him. Good job, Rao. That's beautiful. But I know that the headdress and the staff that she's holding came from her home country.
She brought it from Sierra Leone.
Yes.
You know, the nice thing about this girl, Sierra Leone, is the minute you sit down and talk to her, I think you will like talking to her because she speaks with a lot of sense. You can see her, the depth inside her. I remember we had this charity event, Rise Against Hunger for Miss Universe, and one of the male hosts approached her while doing the packing of the food, and then I think he asked Sierra Leone, don't you find this activity tiring? That you're beauty queens and everything, and then we're asking you to do this for charity, and then she answered something like, "Oh, this is not tiring at all, because when you do something for charity, you don't do things just because there are people watching you or there's cameras and there's people covering the event. You do this because you love doing it, and I
Exactly.
don't even find it tiring at all." She has a different way of answering your questions, and I think that if she's given the chance to even make it far, she will show you.
And I think this was the perfect first delegate for Sierra Leone to send
Exactly.
to Miss Universe.
You know,
She-
because if it's your very first time to send the delegate from your country, she has to be memorable, and she is memorable.
And she's been gaining support steadily as the events come. So Miss Universe, people have been noticing her. They've been noticing her aura. They've been noticing her beauty. And, you know, she's not one of those candidates. You would think Sierra Leone, nobody would talk about her because who's Sierra Leone? But
On the contrary,
she,
because
she's
she
being
knows
talked about.
how to really make her presence felt. Aside from her very very short hair, she
Maybe it's for her, you know.
it's a statement.
Yeah.
She stands out with it. So every time she would be in a pre-pageant event, people would normally go to her side, have a photo taken with her, and she would be so happy to oblige. It's because she's really enjoying everything,
Yeah.
which is the most important part of any pageant. You have to enjoy the ride.
Definitely.
Otherwise, you will go home well, lonely.
Yeah, plus the organizers, they look at that, you know, they don't just want a girl who's doing this just to be famous. They want a girl who is in it for the experience, to actually do
Exactly.
something. So
Exactly.
all these girls, the ones that we talked about at least, all of them are, I guess, fighting with our top three. So the top three that they have to beat: Colombia as second
Colombia
runner-up,
second runner-up, Venezuela as first runner-up,
and of course,
a back-to-back win for
Miss
the Philippines.
Philippines.
You know, people right now, people who are tuned in to us, they might be thinking, well, at least those who are not in favor of a back-to-back win. But I doubt if you would really be too open about it and say that it's impossible. But please trust Maxine, because I know deep in my heart that she will give her best. And I know that I cannot say all the factors that really led me into thinking that the back-to-back win is even possible. But let's just put it this way. Our host delegate has really handled her being the big sister of everyone very well. She has really represented the Philippines in such a favorable way that even the other girls wouldn't mind. You know that the other girls wouldn't mind seeing a back-to-back win for the Philippines. If some of the delegates wouldn't mind seeing a back-to-back win for the Philippines, how much more us? We really wouldn't mind. And some people would say, oh, I'd feel embarrassed if a Filipina will be crowned in the Philippines. Okay, that's just 5 seconds of embarrassment for you maybe.
Yes.
After it sinks in, winning in her home country and a back-to-back, that's combining the two elements that have already been established with Miss Universe before. When Venezuela won a back-to-back, and and a Puerto Rican won in her own country. It's like you're putting everything all together, and things are shaping up that way.
Yes.
I'm not preconditioning anyone's mind, but that's really how I feel. Honestly, that's the epiphany I got this morning, and all of my colleagues have been telling me, I'm so confused. I couldn't even think of who really to put on top.
Well, I, for one, would be proud and happy of you, Maxine, when you get us our back-to-back win. And, you know, for everyone out there, I know there've been some controversies with our delegate, but you know what? She's doing her best. She's doing us proud.
Like the turn of footage and everything, but she already apologized for it.
She did.
It's a mistake. It's an honest mistake.
As a previous representative of the Philippines, we candidates, we do our best, and we're not perfect. Maxine is not perfect, but I think she's holding her own. I think she is doing our country proud. I think she's representing the country not just beautifully for the organizers, but also her co-candidates. And that's already a win for me. So I guess we'll find out.
We'll definitely find out on Monday.
Monday, yes.
And I'm going to be very excited because I'll be watching the finals right inside the arena.
Yes, you will be watching the finals at the MOA Arena live at 8 a.m. At that time, I would be on my bed watching the live stream. But I will be back here at the office right after, where we will continue Rappler's coverage of the 65th edition of the Miss Universe. We will be talking to, of course, Tito Norman. He will be phoning in again from the arena.
Let's just make a quick discussion about the host, Steve Harvey.
Oh.
Who's already in Manila.
Yes, I heard it. I heard he's here.
Oh my God. I'm very sure that he will handle Monday's finals with such excitement.
I am sure.
Yeah, people have moved on from what has happened before during PS time, and this time around, you're going to see his excitement levels up to 2-3 times more.
I think he's going to do a great job. Of course, he is in a little bit of a hot water given what happened last year, but again, people make mistakes, and I think it's important for us to just forgive and move on.
Everybody loves Steve Harvey.
Yes, everybody does.
He's such a positive guy. Everything that comes out of him is so pleasant. So there's no. I'm excited about seeing him finally in person and seeing him host the 65th Miss Universe live. So.
Yeah, I think he's going to do a great job. But actually, for people who don't know, the night before pageant, well, we can't say pageant, coronation night, coronation morning, or coronation day, the night before it, there will be a red carpet.
Yes.
So we will see all the delegates and all the VIPs walk the red carpet, and you can follow right here on Rappler. We will be updating everyone
Of the red carpet.
I'll
be there.
You'll be there.
I'll be there. I'm not sure what designer or which designer I will wear, but
I'm sure you have many choices.
yeah, perhaps it's just a matter of picking the right color.
Yeah, so again, tune in to facebook.com/RapplerEnt for updates on the red carpet on the 29th. And of course, join us again.
On Monday,
Yes.
we will also cover the press conference of the 65th Miss Universe winner.
So yeah, watch out for
We
that.
cannot say yet the exact time because you can never tell how things will really unravel come Monday, but there will definitely be a coverage of the press conference following the coronation. God, just saying
It's so exciting.
it is
The coronation
giving
day.
me...
So yes, I'm sure
The
we are all excited for that. So don't miss a moment. Stay tuned. Just check Rappler. You'll know exactly what you need to know. We'll give quick updates. Don't worry about it. So I guess me and Tito Norman, again, this has been Bianca Guidotti for Rappler, and of course,
This is Norman Tino from normanorman.com.
And we will all see you guys again on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
And I'm too clingy for that Miss Universe crown. I don't want Pia to give it up. But yeah, it will be given up come Monday.
I guess we'll find out to who.
Let's work it all to the max.
All right, thank you guys. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.